The alien queen crucified the human publicly. She didn't expect him to smile back. The square was silent. Not a soul spoke. Not a breeze stirred. Not even clouds dared to move across the dead sky above the palace. The alien queen stood at the highest balcony, her silver armor reflecting the twin suns that bathed her empire in harsh white light. Below her the execution platform waited. Chains, metal, and ancient gleamed with the weight of judgment. At the center of it, all bound to an X-shaped crucifix, was the human. His name was Ryan. His face bruised, blood drying across his chest, arms stretched wide. He looked up at the queen without fear, and he smiled. A hush fell over the crowd. Thousands of alien citizens stared, their scaled skin shimmering, their glowing eyes fixed on impossible sight. A prisoner, a human sentenced to death by the queen herself. Smiling, the queen narrowed her eyes. Her name was Ashera, ruler of the Xyran Empire, chosen by flame forged and wore her word, was absolute, her mercy extinct. She had ruled for 200 cycles and broken the will of kings and traitors alike. But this human did not break. Not even now. You mock this court, she said, her voice low and cold enough to freeze air. Ryan's smile deepened. No, he said, I just see the truth now. Gasps echoed through the crowd. Truth was forbidden in the presence of Ashera. Only obedience. Only silence. But Ryan did not yield. He had arrived as part of a diplomatic envoy offering peace from the last human colony in the sector. They came with no weapons, only hopes, and within a day, all were dead except him. Ashera had spared him not out of mercy, but out of curiosity. Why did humans beg and die for ideals? Why did they cling to words like love and peace when they held no advantage? She interrogated him for days. She offered him food, comfort, power. He refused it all. Then she tortured him. He bled and screamed. But every time she thought him broken, he smiled again. Ashera stepped down from her balcony, now her flowing robes trailing behind her like storm clouds. The guards parted the crowd. She approached the platform slowly, her eyes locked on his face. I have crushed empires with less effort than it took to hold you down, she said. Ryan looked at her, his eyes tired but bright. You never held me down, he said. You just never looked up. A flicker of something passed across her face. He saw it. So did the crowd. And that was when he knew. She was afraid. Not of him, but of what he represented. Of what she could not understand. Why do you still smile? She asked, now standing beneath him. You are dying in front of millions. You are alone. You have lost everything. Ryan shook his head slowly. No, I have not lost everything. She tilted her head. What then have you gained? Your attention, he said, and maybe their hearts. He looked out at the people. Many did not blink. Some seemed uncertain. Some seemed moved. Ashera turned her gaze toward them and saw what he meant. Doubt, hope, a crack in the armor of fear she had built over centuries. You think your death will change them, she asked, her voice sharp. You think a single human chained and bleeding will become a symbol? He nodded. Yes. She stepped forward and touched his chest. Her hand was cold even through the blood. His heart beat steady beneath it. I could end you now, she said, one word and the blades descend. But you won't, he replied. Why, she asked. Because something inside you does not want to, he said. You are not as empty as you pretend to be. Her hand jerked back. His words hit like a blade, not of steel, but of truth. She remembered something from long ago, a vision of her younger self standing in a burned village, holding the hand of her dying sister, swearing she would never be weak again. That pain had shaped her into a queen, into a weapon, into something not quite living. But this man, this human, had cracked that armor with nothing more than words and a smile. I should hate you, she said. I should erase your name and memory from every archive. But you won't, he said again, because you want to remember me, The crowd was silent. Even the guards looked uneasy. This was no longer an execution. It had become a moment no one could define. She looked into his eyes. No fear, only fire, only peace. She turned and walked away. Whispers followed her. As she reached the steps of the platform, she paused, then raised her voice. "This man came to bring peace," she said. "I answer with death." The crowd stirred. She turned to face them. "I was wrong." Silence fell harder than before. Even Ryan blinked in disbelief. She walked back up the platform. With her own hand, she removed the chains. Ryan fell forward, but she caught him, held him, lifted him. The image would be carved into history. The alien queen and the crucified human standing together. Not enemies, but something else. Something new. She looked at him as the guards watched in stunned silence. "You still smile," she whispered. He nodded weakly. "It means I still believe." And for the first time in her long, cold reign. "So, did she?" She turned to the crowd again. "The punishment ends now," she said. "He is free." A roar rose from the people. Some in disbelief, some in wonder, some in hope. Ryan leaned against her as his legs nearly gave out. She helped him down the steps slowly, carefully, as if he mattered, because now he did. That night the Empire changed, not with weapons, but with a smile